Welcome to Knackerbox Garage, a Scratchy Pants production.
So I was going to make just some roddies, some nylon or what have you, and I figured that I could just, because I had that piece of plate left, I could just put a bunch of these together in a stack and get the right height, and then when I was really happy with them, just tack along the edge to run a tack weld. Once I flatten them all off a bit in the middle, well, they're all going to get drilled out again anyway to this side, which is 13/64 or whatever it is. I have 13/64. I'd be very close to just being under a quarter, and it's more like 3/8. So what is it? 21/64 or something like that. Does it say on it? It does, but I can't read it because my eyesight's not that good. Anyway, this size drill, because that's the drill that doesn't go through there. Did go through there. Yeah. Doesn't anymore. That's bizarre. Yeah, that astounded me actually. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Weird. Anyway, so I've got to drill each of these out again individually, and then I'll stack them up, get the right height. But I'm getting ahead of myself because I've taken this off. What I need to do is remount it. I'll clean off the ends as well, and then I want to put some tape across here, a couple of big wide strips of tape, so I can then mark out roughly where the centre of the hole should be. And I can use a pen or a scriber and go through that hole there. Hopefully you can see that hole where my thumb is pointing. And then, oh look, and I've got some here as well. Well, they're going to go on the outside, and these are the ones on the inside. So you know what I could do, really? I could put the big ones. I'll do it like the way I was going to do it. I'll do the big ones on the inside as well, and then I can stack these on top as needed. And then when they're good, I can tighten them down, just tack them all together, and then run the drill through them again to make sure it actually goes through. Oh no, it does. That's just weird. Aluminium, man, it's weird. Got to use AC, square wave. Ugh. Just odd. Anyway, sticky tape, put it back on, mark it, drill some holes. Alright, so here we are. We've got the mounting, we've got the pad, we've got the piece of alley there to try and protect the countersinks. I've got the right spacing back here, I think, which is one thick or one big pad and three little ones. I'd probably go up a bit more, but it sits nicely like that. So I think that's going to be it. I'm going to put one on the other side. So now what I'm going to do is take it back off and then put the stack together with one of these on, one the other side. We'll tack that guy on. I'll tack the others up. And then I'll do a full weld around this guy, and we'll do that on both sides, and then we can start thinking about the initial shape of it. It'll probably I'll keep it this high at the front, maybe I'll bend that a bit more up. Bend that a bit more up. It's probably not the best way I could have worded that statement, but anyway, curve that up a little bit more after these, so it's a little more that way, but probably come like that with the shape. And then, as I said, I want to put something sort of there to protect the gearbox. This drain plug's very exposed, also very leaky, but maybe I need to tighten that up. But I do want to protect that, so I'll put a side piece on just to cover there. I don't think there's anything on the other side. There is a drain of some sort under there, and then obviously I'll put the stack on the other side as well and just tag that in. So I'm going to set myself up to weld all that now. Yeah, I don't know whether you're going to see much, because I'm going to drape over this, but we'll see. Let's see, I've got a welding rod. Let's see if we're successful. little stainless brush to clean things up. Get off. Wow, that's hot. Should have let, I couldn't get my foot off the pedal, so I went, yeah. I'm making him mad. So much for trying to not be in the way, because I'm not doing a very good job. So I'm going to get in the way and just try and neaten this up, because that's a bit shit. Come on. Better. Better. Yeah, I just can't try and weld for the camera, so I'm going to turn you off. Okay, so here we are. I got a little hot there with the welding, just to get a little bit of blow through. That's under the engine, and this is going to all get scuffed up with a Scotch-Brite pad. But I've just got these little pads. I've just tightened these up. I'm going to weld around either of these, and or both of these, not either, both. Then do the countersink, and that will protect the screw, and they'll probably turn out slightly better than these ones, because of course these are the ones that are in view. So anyway, I will do that, and then it's cut the shape, and then figure out the edges. But I'm probably gonna do this now. It's still pretty warm, so it's got some heat in it, which is great. And tack, 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 tack. One of the things that you'll notice if you look at it from where I've welded, it's pulled back, so it's bowed. That means the screws will have gone like that, so I may have to elongate the holes a little bit. But I'll try and bend it back first, of course, but I don't want it to be too waveform. But like I said, it's a bash plate. It sits under the motorcycle, and it's to protect the engine, so it doesn't necessarily have to be beautiful. It should be nice, but it doesn't have to be beautiful. So there we go. There, I'm not going to touch it because it is F hot for fairly. So I've got the blobs on. They're not the neatest. I don't know. I've got some contamination around here. I don't know whether that was from the brush, and looking at it, it doesn't look like it's really penetrated that well. So I may go over it with the torch again when it cools down a bit, just to put, yeah, in fact, it doesn't look like it's pulled at all. That looks pretty shit on both sides. So I'll just get the torch and puddle it all in again. It's only like the second thing I've done with aluminum, so you have to bear with me. So I don't know whether you can see this. It's bolted up, and you can see where I've got some heat distortion here, and it's curved underneath as well. I need to clean it up a bit. But on the whole, not bad. Come around the other side, I put some marks on. I want to do a radius, a curve around there. I've got the tying point, I'm going to cut from there, going to come down to about here. We'll curve that in, and then to protect this, I'm probably just going to do a curved piece that comes up and over. Just comes like that, just to protect it. And I think that's it. It needs a bit of a scuff up, some smoothing. I'll sand the edges down. Once I've done the cuts, I'll do that on the bandsaw. We'll all get to enjoy that, and that should be it. So I'm actually I'm editing episode 19. And this is going to come after episode 19, so that makes it even funnier. But I just made myself just really laugh with one of my end pieces transitions, and I just thought I had to share that. But of course you've seen it already, and now this is really weird because now it's really weird. Sorry. Alright, so this is a bit of an experiment because I'm actually using my chest mount now to hold the camera, so hopefully this will work. Actually, let's just see if I can do this first. That looks about there. Oh, it moved. So that's the cut point, and then I want to measure back from the other side. And I guess that is, we'll say 55. That's close enough. As you can see, well, I don't know whether you can see, but if we look at this, it's suffered quite a bit with heat distortion. I didn't warm it up, and I know I've got to dress the welds up a little bit, but honestly, like I said, it is a bash play, and the welding, that really is a bit crap. Yeah, that'll do. I'm getting a bit bored of this project. I don't know whether you can tell. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the lines. I'm going to cut the back. Let's make a rough approximation on that. About there. What I want for the back is... that's not the right size. I want a tin lid. Or maybe I can use that. Oh, that looks pretty good actually. Let's use that as my... That's that. Can't draw left-handed. That's there. And then for this, we want to go roughly like, come on, up you come. Come back down to about there. So we'll do that. And we'll do it on the other side. Man, how cack-handed am I with this? And then what we're going to do, we're going to take a little trip. Going to take a little trip to the bandsaw, so bear with me. Let's see how this works. This could be the worst footage ever. Welcome to the backyard. Here is the outdoor shed where the bandsaw resides. So, there are safety glasses. Hopefully you can see. Hopefully there's no critters in it. Well, there's no screaming, so there's no mice. good. So I was given this about 15, maybe 20 years ago when I was building my kayak by my buddy Pete, and then found out that you could put metal blades in it. Lovely. Anyway, that's that. Right, we'll see how this works. Now we're on the free belt sander, just to smooth up the edges a bit. So let's I think that's going to do it. I'll give it a quick scuff up with some paper, and that'll do it. So here we go. The bash plate is in place. That was a lot of unnecessary work, really, for what could have been just a flat piece of plate. I'm still thinking about this protection for this. I'm not doing it right now because, honestly, I'm kind of bored with doing it, really. So I think I'm going to call this finished for now. It's in place, it's going to work, and that's pretty much it. I think that's all I have to do. We've not got any trials set up or anything like that for me to work on it with, and yeah, that's just it. So the bash plate is done. Bultaco can go and now stand in the garage and get dusty. And what am I doing next? I think we're doing the KTM next. I think that's the next thing. I know it needs new rear brake shoes, so I've got to do that. And I'm thinking about, now it's getting a bit sunny out because I can look out the window and see it's sunny. Putting the chest mount on and maybe taking a ride on one or two of the bikes, and we can have a little ride around the neighbourhood or some of my favourite little roads close to where I live. So I should probably take the Bonneville out first. That'll be the first one. So not wanting to shoot myself in the foot and become a complete plum. I don't know whether that's the next thing or whether that's another episode. So we'll just have to wait and see how the time goes. Because I'm trying to keep these about 20 minutes long, between 20 and 25. I think people lose interest if they're too long, and I think the sweet spot on YouTube appears to be like 15 minutes, 15 or 16 minutes. So I'm trying to keep them closer to that. I know some of them got a bit long. I think when we did the Scratchy Pants ride, I think one of them was like 14 minutes, and the other one after that was 35. So they vary. They vary in length a bit. Anyway, thank you. See you in the next one, or the next clip.